They're very deep or profoundly stupid. Not sure. Coaching the many, yes, coaching the many tonight. Otherwise, right. So saying hello to YouTube. And let's go. Let's go. Also, by the way, welcome if it is your first time. I saw someone mention it's the first time on the stream, so hello. Enjoyed the pre-show, and let's get started. Welcome to Overwatch, and welcome to another episode of Coaching the Many. Today, we're talking about Mei, we're talking about McCree. Why are we talking about Mei and McCree? What's going on there? Well, you notice we got King of the Hill loaded in the background. You notice it says part 1 as well, so it's actually longer than it looks. That's what I tell the ladies as well. But it's about like completely in the median of the skill curve, about 2.5k, just above 2.5k, which is where like the majority of people are. So this is where most of you probably are, and it's relevant to a whole bunch of you. But what really caught my eye was the email. Because the guy's about 2.6k. He's a subscriber as well. Good stuff. I've been trying to pick up Mei because I find her enjoyable to play. Go figure. However, as of late, it feels like I only take Mei on defense because she's a slightly beefier McCree, and I feel my gameplay reflects that. Any tips would be absolutely lovely. I played both heroes here for contrast, and so he's got sort of both parts of this game. Penis joke already? Damn straight. Damn straight. No holding back on the penis jokes from me. Okay then. It's actually kind of an interesting point, so let's get rid of chat by chat. We start the game up and they start loading in. First things first, Mei on King of the Hill is always a little bit dubious. Even more dubious when there's an insta-lock Reaper. So out of the gate, like, this team lineup scares the shit out of me, and it probably scared the shit out of your teammates. Just because the problem with Mei Reaper is pretty simple, right? Mei is very strong, like, very strong at close range, okay at medium range, terrible at long range. Reaper, incredibly strong at close range, nothing afterwards, basically. So if you have Mei Reaper, you want to fight close. Like, it's that simple. You want to wall people in, fight close, get into the enemy team, kill them as hard as you can. There's also the Torbjorn, which is also scaring the team. I think people ask, yeah, like Swagmaster even asks, are you actually going to play Torbjorn? You guys really need a Lucio. Not an Ana. Oh, I don't like the Ana Mercy either. But we'll get onto that in a second. But I do want to talk about sort of the situation that arose with Mei a while ago, because Mei, if you aren't aware, underwent a lot of changes very early in the game's development, and might even, yeah, I think it was post-launch where sort of all of her stuff sort of got tweaked around. So this got changed to have, I think it used to take 50 shot per right click, but the right clicks had no damage drop off, or the right clicks, like, it was cheaper or something like that. I can't remember the specific details, but they really interfered with the right clicks, and they made the right clicks a lot beefier, a lot more faster, a lot more reliable. And so what ended up happening for a period of time was that Mei basically became McCree 2.0. She had 250 hit points, she had a stun at close range, and she could kill people like doing right clicks at long range and landing headshots pretty reliably, especially tracers. You one-shot a tracer with a headshot. So Mei became then an exception, where she has the only, well, yeah, I think it's the only projectile in the game that has actual damage drop-off on it. Just because if she didn't, she would be a better Hanzo, she would be a better McCree. She'd be just incredibly strong. So it was interesting to me to read someone thinking, oh, well, like, I play Mei, I like playing Mei, but it feels like I'm just playing McCree. And what we're doing now, basically, is we're playing McCree. Anytime we're using our right-click, especially at this close range, this is basically playing McCree. We're not using any other parts of a kit, we're not using our walls or anything like that. This will be a perfect opportunity, for example, to get a wall in. One of the best things we can do is punish overextensions. And so you see this area running forward here? Like, to me, this is just a Zarya committing suicide, because if we put a wall here, and, you know, we don't even have to take any risks, right? Don't take any risks, don't put it underneath her or anything like that, because then you could just wall your own team off. Just put it at the top of the stairs, because her only retreat path is going to be through that wall. And the thing that people do, and actually, I'll even go to my Twitter to highlight this, because my Twitter actually has a clip on it that will really highlight this. Actually, it's a pretty old clip. Maybe I have it saved in my folders. Let's move that over there. If I do have it saved, because it was an interesting moment. It's got to be saved here somewhere. I think this might be it. No. Nope. Oh god. VLC, what are you doing? What are you doing, VLC? No, that was Ryan fucking up with his stupid plans. If you've seen it, it's the clip where I'm playing Farah and I try and bounce away, but Mei's put a wall up behind me, because people, when they're retreating out of fights, I'm still looking for this clip. I don't think I see it. I might have saved it somewhere else, I guess. Feels bad, man. But basically, when people are retreating, they often backpedal first and then they'll turn, and you'll be surprised how many people just backpedal into a wall. So you just put the wall up behind them, and this will be a free Zarya kill. Instead of relying on the sleep dart, we do eventually get her, but it's just that little bit safer. Reaper, you just saw him put it there. it's lit, and then he jumps into it. People. And this is another opportunity for a wall. Like, the only way this Reinhardt gets out, and even the Mercy... Put that there. Put that there. Mei is truly Satan. I think Gohan might have... Is this... Oh. Yep. I'm gonna stand by the edge so I can get healed. Like, this is a classic example, where I poke forward, and then I back out thinking that I have room, but it turns out our own... Mei! Mei, you bitch! Mei! Mei! It was just fucking, like, you don't expect it, right? You're backing away, and your own Mei does it to you. It's even confusing when an enemy Mei does it. So, the fact that we haven't used our wall yet is actually really alarming to me. Because we've just gone through an entire fight, and we've literally only used left click and right click. That's not using our entire kit to its fullest strength, that's giving our enemies opportunities to move around, to do things, to escape. Like, the enemies literally have a way out here. Where the Mercy, Lucio are all backing away this way. If you just put a wall here, this Winston has a double kill. Like, you confirm the kill easily on the Mercy, you confirm the kill on the Lucio, just by using one of your tools in your toolkit. We've got to make sure that we're doing that. Because if we're not using Mei to our fullest capabilities, and if you enjoy playing Mei, like, I imagine you are a bit of a sadistic arsehole, like, that's who plays Mei, that's who enjoys Mei. You are a little bit like me, okay? Let me tell you this, let me explain this to you in video games. I like winning fights where the opponent has no chance to win. I am that person. I play rogues, I play snipers, I play high burst heroes. I like being in situations where it feels like I have beaten you because I have outpositioned you, I have outskilled you in some way, and you have zero chance of winning. Mei is also a hero a bit like that. The reason why I don't like Mei is that she's a bit limited in doing that. A bit one-dimensional in my mind. But you want to be doing that. That was nice, by the way. That was a good job. Someone else managed to land a shot there. Like, this is another opportunity where we should be looking for the wall. They're all running in, you put a wall up, Reinhardt's isolated. This is why you pick Mei. So the fact that we're not doing this is actually alarming to me. Like, you can see they're all fighting around the choke. This is an easy opportunity to split people away from the healers, to split people up and get easy kills. To just make your team's life so easy. That's an interesting res. That's us blundering into a Junkrat trap as well, which a little bit feels bad, man.
Monkey can come back. Right. Yeah, I'm going.
Now I'm fine with the spamming. Now I'm fine with the spamming. But I am sort of starting to see why you say you play this like McCree. This is way too early. Like, you notice that we can't recapitalize on this. Now their team, what they should be doing is pushing forward very, very quickly because they know you don't have a wall available. Instead, they're doing it very slowly. How? What? He has another tire? You just killed one of the... Anna gets it anyway. This is us being dead because we're out of position because we tried to hunt down a wall while being out of position. Like, we tried to hunt down this wall that was silly and out of position. Mistakes compound to create more mistakes, to create more issues. We can't afford to be this far forward when we're playing Mei, because even if we have our escape abilities, even if we manage to use Ice Block, we're still dead there, right? Like, there's no way out. Smashy's doing a good job, by the way, of just informing everyone. Informing people of what's going on. Keeping things ticking over nicely. Well, as far as this is 2.5, well, almost 2.6k. So, very much in the middle. Let's take it easy. Just back up. Just take a breather. Don't have to do anything at the moment. Good. Good. You guys actually have a, you got 2/3 cap. It's not too bad. So Anna needs to be careful she doesn't explode. Take it steady, take it slow. Keep it secret, keep it safe. And I want you to notice, actually, if you're going to do a peek out like this, that's on the volume. So we did a peek out. So what we should be looking for is, like, if the Reinhardt is stood here, and he stays stood here, this is great for us, because we just put a wall on top here, and then he is completely isolated. You kill the Reinhardt, you kill the Junkrat before the enemy team can do anything, you win the next fight easy. And you win it on the back of a single ability. Not even ultimates, nothing like that, although he probably has Earth Shatter, so we do want to be a bit careful about that. So when we are running in, just keep in mind he is looking for it. But this will be a great opportunity. Like, right now, put the wall up. Even if he does Earth Shatter you, there's no follow-up, it's just him on his own. And that will serve your team great. Like, this Reinhardt against the Mei is so out of position right now. We should absolutely be punishing that. Good. He's probably going to Earth Shatter.
Well, we gotta kill this guy.
Good, okay, the team managed to get him. And now we want to be thinking about our ultimate. Keep an eye open. Want to just avoid the D.Va. Freeze the D.Va if you can. Okay. Gonna move around in position. Honestly, this could be an opportunity to put a wall up on the point and just make sure your team can confirm the point. They were hunting down the Mercy. Again, we could be using our wall to just pin people in, like even in situations like this. So ideally what I would say right now is that you just want to confirm this fight for your team on the point. So don't even bother jumping down here because you know you can cut these guys off. Let's change color. There you go. You know you can cut these guys off by putting a wall here. And then these guys are going to have a hard time getting back in. That means that your team can then just divide up whatever's left on the point. You can just focus on killing that. Then if they all charge in, you can just put a blizzard down here, and then suddenly they're all fighting in an area that's going to be frozen. Right? That feels pretty nice for us. If we don't do that, if we decide to do this instead, this is also an opportunity right here to put a wall up here. Because as you can see, this Mercy is looking directly at us, and like I said before, the habit is that people look at threats. It's the correct thing to do technically, because you don't need to look at the way you're going. If you can keep an eye on the Mei, see where she's shooting, see where she's looking, see if she's peeled off and done something else. So she's just going to back into this, and that moment of confusion where she steps back into the wall and goes, wait, this isn't safety, this is death. That moment is usually enough for you to start landing the freeze and confirm the freeze on the target. So instead of her just backing away here, you could be putting the wall here, you could be putting it across here. Like, we could just be using it and making sure that she can't just backpedal and hold mouse 1 and get an easy kill on us, right? And so we want to be looking to do that. We're not using that part of our kit, and it's starting to make more and more sense of, hey, yeah, we are playing a lot like McCree. We're sort of running at people, trying to shoot them down. McCree is a little bit better at doing that. I'm not going to lie. And you're probably going to be more, apt, I guess, to use the flashbang aggressively than you are to use anything else. We had a really good start to that fight. We isolated Reinhardt. We had a simple start. Torbjorn even managed to build a turret. We have a Torbjorn, whatever. We have like the world's shortest range team as well. They are really out of position. This, like, that is a wall off. In every single dimension, that is a wall off. Like, let's have a look at how stupid this Lucio is. Wall. He's going to turn around and run, and then he's going to just trap himself. Like, he's just trapped himself literally right here because we put a wall up. Maybe he can get up and out, maybe he can do it, but just adding that extra time, adding that extra mental step of like, I need to do this, is probably going to be enough to confirm the kill on this guy. So there's so many missed opportunities so far where we could just be using this wall aggressively, because we got to do it. We got to do it.
Behind McCree.
Monkey, if you jump in, I'll...
McCree?
He's back for him.
This Lucio, like, again, this Lucio is so out of position.
He's back for him.
He jumps forward. Like, you can see where he's going, okay? He's jumped forward, he's bounced off this wall, and then he's coming this way. If you put a wall across here, he's going to retreat that way. Like, currently this Lucio's plan is probably to retreat this way, is my guess. Because if he doesn't, he could just die. Like, we could just easily confirm a kill on him. This is suicide. This should be treated as suicide. This should be our opportunity to get that wall up quickly. He's just backing away. Okay, fair enough. Whatever. Your team should be able to kill that, but unfortunately we don't.
Left side.
And okay, we can see where that is. This is a long pathway for this. This is also extremely risky. So if you're going to try and take on a McCree on 1 versus 1, first of all, we see that he's sound barrier. We've taken 140 damage from a headshot. We're scared now. This is when you ice block. You ice block and you wait out this. Now, honestly, the McCree in the 1 versus 1 should probably win that fight. Very difficult for us to win it. So I'd say in this first round, like, the big thing I've noticed so far is just we aren't using our walls at all. And it would be easy to blame this on the Torbjorn and say, oh, well, Torbjorn lost the set fight, but I think we put up a total of 2 walls that entire match. One of them was trapping the Reinhardt in a position where no one could capitalize on him, and then the other one was trapping the Reinhardt when we were making an approach. And I think that was it. If we're not using the walls, we're not using Mei, basically. There's no point in playing Mei, and what's funny to me at this point is that Mei is actually really good on this map. There we go. We have to have a Lucio. If we have the Lucio, then we'll feel pretty happy.
Honestly, I think we need a diva or something to stop the...
I would really like a Lucio here. So why is Mei so good here? Well, this is a map where you have 2 people, like both teams tend to come out the high ground over here. If you come out there and put a wall up, most of the team, half the team generally stay stood in that little doorway. You put the wall up, you just run into their team, you kill everything, and you win. Mei is actually really strong on this map. And then you can just fight around low ground, and you can win off the back of it. But if you... Oh, where are they going? What the... Okay. It's fighting straight to the... Honestly, straight to the point isn't a bad idea because you guys don't have a Lucio. You want to be fighting behind the point if you're going into this position. You guys actually want to be wrapping around back here. And then fighting back here. Because odds are the enemy team, you can already see them up there, are going to be pushing in from this angle. And so we want to make sure that, you know, we're in a position where we can afford to cap the point, but we're not stood in sort of this area at the front here where the enemy team has line of sight on us. If we're so far back, they have to drop down to engage us on the point.
Don't use up all of your stuff. Let Ryan coming in. Ryan diving.
This freest kill in the world. What is that guy doing? Honestly, we could afford to stay on this. Like, I don't... It's a Lucio! It's a Lucio who's cornering himself. What we do? Put a wall here and run at him. He's gonna, like, this guy, again, not looking where he's going, he's looking at us. He's probably gonna back into here, go, ha, I can't get out there, and then get frozen and die. If he decides to run this way, then he runs in the path of our freeze gun and we freeze him. If he runs this way, then he runs into the path of our team and we herd him back into our team and then just run in and kill Mercy instead. Like, he has no good options at this point. This is not a good fight for him at all, but unfortunately we give him a good option by just backing away. And you can see he's not ever looked behind him. So if you just ran at him here, there's no chance he survives that. And if you do drop low, you just press shift and you feel pretty good about yourself. The McCree flanks around.
Right up top, right in that middle area. Just jump down.
So part of this is just us not using like our ability as Mei. Mei in 1 versus 1s will win most engagements if she just takes her time. If the enemy isn't prepared for it or is thinking about other things as well, is a little bit distracted, you can win so many fights at close range. It's not even funny. Leading the shot ever so slightly, honestly, like that shooting was probably where I would end up shooting as well. I'm actually okay with this. The idea is we're thinking that the Mercy's going to be running forward, which she eventually does, and she runs into a headshot and then dies. Go in, just freeze him, good, just freeze it. Good. Okay. We do eventually get it, but that's way messier than it needs to be. Let's try and set up on the high ground.
Don't dive too much.
I don't like this position that we're in at all. So we're moving back to the point. Okay. We seem very confused about where we want to stand. That's worrying to me. So, if we're going to go this way, like, you have two options. You either try and hold up here and try and block this off if they try and push this way. I mean, this is where like having a tracer or something to do some good scouting would be really nice. Or you hold closer to the main choke. If you stand in the middle here and then you just keep an eye out for which way they're going, you could actually deploy a wall on either location before they can do anything. Playing around the point is possible, but it just leaves you vulnerable to being poked out, and if not everyone's doing it, then there's chances of trouble. We can see the divas down here, that's probably a good sign that they're probably pushing down this way, so we can play around this. Now we just want to wait. Honestly, like, take a second or two just to measure out where you're going to put your wall, because that will help. We should just play and hug this corner, honestly. Just hold the corner. Because that means that we will be in position, so if they do start walking in, like, you notice they're scared to move in, that's purely because we're stood here. They are not moving in because we are stood here. Now we should be walling, because this Reinhardt will be completely isolated. We shouldn't be running back to the point. We shouldn't be this scared when we have ice block available to us. They haven't used a wall. This is, like, again, this is a completely isolated Lucio. You put a wall here, this guy not going to do anything. So we definitely want to be using these a lot more. That's fair enough. I do want to point out, like, you know, if just for sake of argument, just in case someone goes, well, technically, she saved the wall and then managed to wall this bomb off. If we have a look, how many people is this bomb going to actually kill? No one. So it's all unto no avail, basically. That's a good blizzard. That's a very nice blizzard. And it gets the mech. Good stuff. Okay. Just wall, like, we can split their team in half. Just wall. Just wall. If your team just moved onto the point, we can just put a wall up here and then we can get something done. Okay with the ice block? But we should be looking to split this fight up into sections. Like, we have a huge component in our kit that we just flat out aren't using right now. I've said it before, like, I'm repeating myself a lot now, but it is that important.
Yeah, I tried calling that. He's just chasing them.
Really thought it was eaten? No, she dropped Defense Matrix after our Shadow went down. Divas will sometimes do this. Our Shadow will go down and the Diva will go, oh, I'm going to shoot everyone on the floor. And then if you just throw Blizzard on like straight in front of you, it will hit the floor before she can react. Blizzard travels relatively fast now. It used to be very slow, but it's now pretty quick. Okay, we're going to move forward. Oh, like, this isn't a bad opportunity to ice block. We're scared. I'm scared. In an ideal world, we'd let that go through and we wall behind it. I'm fine with us focusing on that. That would have been a good opportunity to block, but hey, we got the res. Fair enough. Gonna move in. Reaper did nothing. Go figure. Again, this would be a good opportunity to wall. This would actually not be a bad opportunity to Blizzard as well. You have two choices right now. You can either wall here and just take the point, which will be the safe thing to do, or you can actually wall this door and throw the Blizzard so it lands back here. We know that Diva is dead, so if you just put it sort of just past the corner, so just throw it like out here, the enemy team will then have to either run onto the point, which is sort of running into you guys, and that sets you up nicely, or they will just be, and even then they would have to like run past this line. So I would just draw the line, like past this line, they would have to get past that. In which case they're pretty much, you know, on top of you, and that's where you want to be. Well, that's where Mei wants people to be. She wants slightly lewd still. And yeah, you could just clean up off the back of that. Honestly, I think the safe thing to do here would just be to wall. Poor Mercy in the corner. Feels bad, man. Like, they're going to try and poke it out and contest. You could just deny that entirely, or if the Tracer comes in and you put a wall there, chances are good you just blink back into it. Like, again, your primary objective, and I've said this before and I've said this again, like, let's talk about mini objectives when playing Mei after I have a slap of coffee. That's my mouth's a little bit dry. So your primary objective as Mei is in your walls. Like, this is why you pick Mei. You pick Mei not for her right clicks, not for her left clicks, not for the freeze, not for anything like that. You pick it for the wall. Because if you just want to have damage output, McCree does it better. Soldier does it better. The way we're playing right now feels like we're playing McCree. It feels more McCree than it does Soldier, than it does Mei at the moment. And you know, there's opportunities here, and you just got to think about space, where the enemy team wants to be, how they want to move, how they want to do things. Like this Reaper. Let's take this Reaper for example, because he's running in, right? And if there was no Mei here and the Reaper just runs in like this, the enemy team can just back away slowly, facing them, and just keep shooting him, and then he'll run forward, shoot, 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 oh, I have to Wraith form, Wraith forms, and then runs away. Doesn't get anything done. But if there's a Mei and you put a wall there and the Reaper runs forward, then the enemy team can't go anywhere, and then it realizes, oh god, I can't do anything. Thank you, Brosmobile, by the way. It's appreciated. For the 34 months. Get some hype in chat. So you can see, like, people are going, oh, I can't go anywhere. Reaper knows that his prey can't go anywhere. They can't create any space. And so you just kill them. And even in this instance, like, you can see the Divas facing this way. You could put you could wall this, put the Blizzard here, and you can kill their entire team. They can't do anything. Like, we have these opportunities. It's just realizing that they are there and then creating the space for the team. Now, the fact that we're not using Blizzard plus wall is a sign that we are not quite using the kit to its fullest extent. Again, you could put a wall here, you could start splitting people up. Good. Good, 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 good. Reinhardt split up for a second or two. We should be freezing the Diva. Okay, she's put a bomb up.
Welcome
fine.
to Overwatch.
Notice the bomb isn't that scary, and then we move back. Hey! Damn straight. I like my coffee slaps. Honestly, right idea, slightly slow execution. In this instance, when we're chasing something like this, like freezing Divas is super, super good. Super, super good. Because, you know, it's hard for her to rocket away from it. By the time most Divas realize they're being frozen, the freeze will connect before the rocket finishes, so they'll rocket away and then sort of just awkwardly land and not do anything. Gets rid of the defense matrix means that Soldier 76ers are going to have a good time, for example. They use sound barrier, they use bomb, we back away. Cooldowns are down, Reinhardt comes in the corner, clobbers us, or Tracer just kills us, feels bad, man. They've used a lot of ultimates, fine, fair enough, let it go. Let it go, they use Deadeye, feels pretty good, man. Ultimate economy, definitely in you guys' favor. I will say that, like, the Blizzard back here could have been, like, we could have just won this at this moment here. Because you notice that the Mercy just runs out. Well, when you're using a Blizzard, try and have your wall set up to where they're going to have to run out the blizzard from. Because any extra time it takes to run out the blizzard, like blizzard is, let's draw it over here, and let's use black. It'll show up nicely. Blizzard is a circle, so this is snowball here in the middle. And then you got like a circle. Okay, that's a terrible circle. Let's try and just draw a nice smooth circle. Okay? In the circle, let's do some basic trigonometry. As a radius of r. Okay? Now, in the time it takes to move distance r, so let's call it r e1. So the amount of time it takes to move the distance from r actually is enough to freeze someone. So someone will be frozen. So this is good. Like that full distance is pretty good. Okay? Let's say it's half RT1 that they have to move. So they have to just move from here halfway to get out. Then they can probably get out. Like they'll just about make it out. They'll just jump out and then that'll save them from being frozen. They can run away. The point of this diagram, the point of this demonstration is pretty simple. We want to make sure that the distance they move to get out of blizzard is as long as possible. In the instance where we're at, let's draw some terrain on top of this. So sort of you got the gate over here. Then you got like the little area here, and there's a door there. You got like the room over here, and then you got like the little square thing, which is going to be over here. So we put the blizzard down in this area. What that means is if the enemy team, which was stood all around where the R is right now, if you put a wall up and you put it about here, suddenly all the distances that they can move are longer than R. Like they can't get anywhere, and that's what you want to set up when you're trying to set up the Mei wall. You know, this is simple geometry. Literally simple geometry at this point. We want to make sure the distance that they have to move is as large as possible, and just a certain distance is all we really require. And so we can do this by just setting up the wall. So when the enemy team is all bunched up in this corner, which it was a second or two ago, so they all come in, and then they all bunch in the corner. Like so, you can see the Reaper runs in and he basically forces them all into the corner. If we put the wall here, and throw the thing here, they either have to run at Reaper, have to run sort of in front of us, in which case we can help with the freeze, and that will speed it up, and we can make sure we get important things, important targets frozen, and it just sets up a really easy kill for us. Like, it's the easiest thing in the world. And then even in the situation where we decide to use the Blizzard, which is now, you notice that, you know, they've run out and scattered this way. Getting the wall up here would be super, super important. It just makes it that much harder. The blizzard is about here at our feet. These guys can all move this way and get out safely. If we cut that direction off, very, very few directions they can go. Most people as well are pretty simplistic in how they think, and so they understand there is a threat this way, I'm going to run directly away from it. But if you put a wall up, they can't do that anymore, and then it takes another second or two for people to process. If I can't run this way, I have to run this way. And that extra time is all you need to freeze them to confirm the kills. You notice we help the freeze on the Lucio. Reinhardt's just dead, he can't do anything about this. We help the freeze on the Lucio, Lucio gets confirmed, and then the Mercy comes in. Honestly, if you see him, like the second you see the Mercy do this, so you start popping up here. You see the Mercy running out. Like, if you haven't used your wall at this point, this will be a good opportunity to try and put one up here. And then even then, afterwards, we managed to do it. We realized, okay, we're now surrounded. Let's just try and cut these guys off. So we just wall them off, and then we can go and try and deal with this stuff. And then the rest of the fight happens. Is that Ryan in 2017? That is indeed Ryan in 2017. Honestly, at 2.6k, you could probably play whatever you like as long as you're proficient at it. I don't think Tracers and Genjis and Winstons are going to be good enough to punish Reinhardt properly. No! 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 Like, this does let us push in, but you can see this is a split opportunity. The Reinhardt is quite far forward. Everyone else is even further behind. This is where I wish, like, I could press a button and we could have the Doomfist camera. So instead I'm gonna, again, just draw it. Let's go with black, because it should show up quite nicely. Reinhardt stood here, okay? This is Reinhardt's barrier, like so. Okay, Reinhardt's barrier is here. Rest of his team, sort of all around the point, back here. In these instances, it's the easiest thing in the world. Just get the wall up behind him. Reinhardt's cut off. Reinhardt doesn't know he's cut off. That's also the crucial thing here. Reinhardt will hear the ice wall, and you'll be surprised the amount of people that don't realize, shit, I'm on my own here. Your team just runs at Reinhardt, you kill Reinhardt, and then the next fight is super easy because they're down the main tank. What we're doing now is, it is an advantage for our team, strictly speaking, because we have a very good close-range team. Like, we still have a Reaper, we have a D.Va, we have all this good stuff close range, but it's not really actually doing too much for your team. This is a like, we just freeze this guy. What is this Lucio even doing? Your team should have just killed him then. You get the wall up. Honestly, good enough. You got the Mei. You got the Mercy even. No, 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 stay on the Mercy. Okay. You'd use the distraction of that. Let's get set up. There's the Earth Shatter, but it's crap. Doesn't matter. Mercy, Mercy, Mercy! Why did we not pay attention to the Mercy? Now we get slammed into a wall, and now it feels bad, man. A nice res. We've got Reinhardt chilling out in the corner. Ah, chilling out. Like, this would also be another opportunity. Just put the wall up in the door. You'd be surprised how well it works. Well, there goes a brick in the wall. We'll talk about the remainder of this fight and a couple of things that went wrong in it in a second. Like, just put the wall up. Oh wait, it's on cooldown. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll let this one off, because you physically can't. This will be a good point to put a Blizzard on the point, by the way. Put a Blizzard down. It's touched too late because it took until, like, potentially D.Va was back. We wanted to get this out before D.Va was back, because what it means is basically they can't stall on the point anymore. Anytime they try and stall on the point, they'll just lose. And this is the last fight, so we got to use it. Right, let's go back to the start of this fight, because there are a couple of things that need highlighting. Mainly in terms of target prio. So, we have this start, which is kind of interesting. The Lucio runs in, boops you. Could rightfully get himself killed at this point, if your team could land damage. But you land the shot, you land the next shot, and we start moving in. Move on to the point, okay. We even get into this nice position here. Our target prio right now is honestly this, like, this Mercy who's running in this way is just cornering herself. The D.Va can't stop us. And if she tries, she'll use all the defense matrix doing it. We can just get behind the tanks, and honestly, what we're really looking to do here isn't necessarily to kill the Mercy, it's to get D.Va in, Reinhardt in, Mercy in, and then just put a wall up here. Our wall comes off cooldown in 1 second. You trap half their team inside, half their team outside, you win. 3v6 is not good odds. Or like 4 of their team is inside, this is really good odds for us. When we get boot back, this is perfect time just to take a moment, put a wall up. This was the second that we should have realized, okay, Mercy is ours. Because you'd be, you know, even when I first saw this, when I first saw the wall go, I thought, okay, maybe Mercy's on the other side of it. And then this goes up and it's like, oh, hello. Hello, my pretty. You're about to die. So yeah, like, there's, you know, she hasn't rezzed in a tiny little while. She's been healing 2 tanks. There's a good chance that she's got a res. Just when in doubt, assume she has the res. And then just stay on her. Like, we can chase her down quite easily. Works out though, Reaper comes in, D.Va doesn't have enough Matrix to stop it all. Okay, feels pretty good. During all this time that we get hammered down, like now that we have a second, we can just spend a moment and just think, okay, what's our next move? Our next move, well, everything's off cooldown. We need a little bit of healing up. And try and get something done. I'm not sure why we're sort of wandering off the point. When we know that just like 2 people are now fighting on the point and fighting at close range that we could probably help killing. Hey, Parmesan Rain. That's one hell of a name. A rain of Parmesan. Long live the Parmesan. Yeah, like, in these opportunities where you can see that the enemy team is rezzed and, like, there's half of them on the point, half of them are off it, just, again, split them up. Put down a wall in the doorway. They can't get out, they're trapped in here with you. That's pretty good. To do what I did yesterday, Watchmen meme. You guys know the quote. Managed to, by some miracle, catch the pulse bomb with the wall. Even like walls like this. Like, honestly, I don't mind this too much. I'd rather it be in a doorway, but it slows down the enemy team. It makes it hard for them to do what they want to do, and that's what we're all about. We're about disruption, about slowing them down, about making their lives miserable if they're in close with us. And thank you, Weebo Man. I thought that was Vibro Man, just sort of when I saw it out the corner of my eye, but no, it's Weebo Man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Twitch Prime as well. Make sure you claim that golden loot box. That fatty, fatty, fat golden loot box. Although next patch is going to matter a little bit less, although actual loot boxes don't have the guaranteed legendary. If you don't know how to do it, there should be like a thing in the top, and just you click it and then you can claim it. It's pretty cool. It's actually really nice. Helps our streamers out, so good on you, Blizzard. Speaking of Blizzard, like I said, this was a touch late. Like, the reason why I'd be willing to just throw this out earlier is because you can see the point's super close to being captured. Trace is just bouncing around on it. If anyone else touches it, we just want to make sure they're punished. So just throw a Blizzard right in the middle of it, and it just means that they can't do anything anymore. It's safe to do. And the worst thing that could happen right now is that if D.Va comes back with the defense matrix on, and you try and throw it as a reaction to that, then it gets eaten up, and then you don't get any value out of it, and you can potentially get it. See, Logos typed it and messed it up. I'm not wrapped in here with all of you. You're trapped in here with me. Prime subs can claim loot boxes. Prime subs get access to a golden loot box, and then I think next month they'll get 6 or so loot boxes. Twitch Prime has like rewards with it. It's incentivization. So you not only get Amazon Prime, you get Amazon Prime includes Twitch Prime, includes a free sub, and that Twitch Prime gives you stuff if you use the free sub. It's pretty cool. And yeah, so you don't get duplicates, which is pretty cool. But with the new loot boxes, like, let me take a hot second and talk about the new loot boxes, because they're pretty good. Because on PTR, I've opened about 8, 9, 10 loot boxes now, maybe, probably more, and none of them have had duplicates. Which is really nice for someone like me who has a shitload of loot, because almost everything I was getting was duplicates. And so what it means is I can potentially fill out a lot of my loot table, I guess, and that means when an event rolls around, which it should do soon, I can get tons and tons of cool loot in it, because all the stuff that's going to be dropping is just going to be event items. So it's nice to fill up on all the trash drops, right?
Oh yeah.
Dr. T, so shoot me, damn straight. Coaching the typing, Logos. What we're doing. Okay, they have a Junkrat. It's a little bit scary. Trap this guy in here. Come on, trap him! Like, the second we see that the Lucio's following us, this is an incentive for us to just put a wall back here. And so suddenly he'll back away, going, "Oh, that's a Mei and a Lucio. That's a bit scary. I'm gonna back away. Oh wait, shit. What's my options?" Well, he's already run this way around the bridge, which is around the fountain, which is a really stupid idea, because that takes him further away from the health pack that he could potentially need. Ideally, you want to go this way. The only benefit of this one is that he can roll down here and go below, but if he does that, then we can just follow him and freeze him, because we're Lucio and Mei, so we have speed boost. So there's no option for him. Basically, don't be a pussy. You got 2 people, you can freeze him, kill him, still good. Your team has a Symmetra now. For some reason. Okay, this Autofara. That's unfortunate, we get surrounded, we get killed, but team completely in disarray, all over the place, doing all sorts of things. Maybe you claim a new loot box? Yeah, do it! Make sure you get those advantages. I claimed mine ages ago. I'm gonna use my Twitch Prime sub for Queenie. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Alright then, let's see. So, again, we want to, like, this is actually not too bad for us. Okay, there's a fire in the hole coming. If we can catch that, that'd be great. This isn't too bad for us necessarily, because if they're going to try and hold close in here, the idea is that as we speed boost out, hopefully, we just put a wall up over here, and then you block this exit and you block this exit. So there's nowhere for them to go. So honestly, the push through here isn't too bad. I'd be a bit cautious of just standing still like this when we can hear in the distance. They don't have both headphones on, so can't hear specifically where it's coming from, because these are noise cancelling. My voice goes all weird if I listen to this in my own head. Always be a little bit careful of just standing still. Like, I know you're fishing for the Lucio, but there could be a McCree behind you, there could be something behind you. I mean, they're just fighting on the point, which is actually good for us. This would be a good opportunity. Just put a wall up here. Isolates the D.Va, your team just pushes through, there's less damage coming onto them, so you split off most of their damage, you've isolated the D.Va, your team can just push on the point. Orisa's barrier is meaningless, so you've basically invalidated the existence of Orisa. Congratulations, it's not that hard. And then your team wins. You put a, like, there's all these, we have all these options available to us. We can put the wall up here, or we can wait and you can see they're running forward. Okay, then we put the wall up here. Then they can't escape and they're all stuck in this little outside area. Like, we can control the space, and the fact that we're not doing it breaks my little heart. Breaks my little black soul. want to be a little bit careful doing this. Just be very careful making motions like this, because you can see they have a Lucio, they have an Orisa. That's 2 heroes that can pull us off quite easily. One of them almost does, but Orisa fires prematurely. Go figure. We want to be very careful doing stuff like that. Team's all dead. This push is done. Your team should be getting out. No. Ugh. 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 The Mercy should have just ignored that. And they've blown a Diva Bomb for some reason. Fire's got a kill. This is cheeky, but could work. Okay, we put a wall somewhere. Let's kill that bongo. Kill the bongo. We're still hitting the wall here, I think. Play it safe here. Play it safe rather than sorry. Just move like 2 steps to the right here and make sure that you're killing it. Very important to kill that. I think we did manage to hit it on that last one, but yeah. Orisa fucked up there. I'm not 100% sure on that wall. So the problem with this wall is that it doesn't really do anything. These guys in here don't give a shit about you. They don't care. They're happy fighting everything on the point at the moment. This is not going to impede the Lucio in any way. Like a better wall would have just been here. So the Lucio runs forward, you put the wall there, he's trapped in here with you. He can't do anything. Those guys out there, they don't give a fuck. They're happy fighting whatever's out there. Looks like we're considering a swap, but Soldiers decided to swap. Picking up the McCree. Oh. Honestly, I'm expecting this to go slightly better for us, although it might be too late in this match. We'll see. The reason why it might be too late for us is that they have ult advantage because they've just been fighting non-stop, and they're, you know, 90% to 0, which is very difficult to get through. Gotta get on it. You want to get on it. Take your time with the shots. Move in. Flash. Headshots. Headshot. Headshot. Good. Move on the point. You gotta get on it. Stay on it. Don't stand too near the edge, but make sure you're on the point. There's the Matrix. That's always irritating, but we almost have a Deadeye, which is pretty nice, actually. Kill Baby Diva. Oh, took her eye off the ball. Like, I know that this stuff over here is scary, but there's a Diva blocking it for us, and unless we kill this, we won't... Like, our objective right now is to make sure that we cap the point, because if you don't cap the point, everything's lost. So you can afford to take your time there. You got the 2 tanks in front of you. You can turn around and you can finish off the Diva. Otherwise, see how it goes. We have Deadeye. You feel okay? So because we have Deadeye, we want to play relatively far back. If we don't have Deadeye, we want to play a little bit closer. I mean, honestly, with this team lineup, we can afford to play somewhat far back. Land some easy shots onto this. Nice. And I would say don't even go any closer than this. Their team doesn't have good mobility. Okay, your team's diving in and winning. Yeah, now we can just go in for the cleanup. Fine, take your time. No need to all panic. There's no need to all panic. You could have just taken your time here and just finished off this Baby Diva. Like, a bunch of people have already run off, gone back to the point, just because someone, I think, glanced it for a second. I think someone's inside the tunnels. I think it might be the Lucio. Oh, no, it's Reaper. There you go. Fair enough. And you'll talk about aim in a second. Because it's worth talking about. It's nothing I can really coach you on. And Soldiers aiding is always going to be difficult, so that's fair enough. But because, you can see, like, now because the action's wound down, because our team is full back, like, we don't want to be this far forward. We want to back away. We want to be in a position where we can Deadeye. And so, honestly, we should be even further back on the opposite side of the point from these guys. It makes it hard for the Soldier 76 to finish this off. It makes it hard for Diva to intercept us properly. And if they do try and move on to the point, we know exactly where they are and we can start dealing with it. Wow. Okay, we can just take our time with this. Touch early on the flash. Let's just move over towards the point. And again, we don't need to Deadeye this, just take your time. You guys have all the advantages, you got knocked off, that sucks. But honestly, your team should be okay. what we should be considering for the next push, or for the next part of this push, is that there's a chance that we might need to run out and just deadeye immediately. So we will definitely, you know, don't waste any time getting out there. And honestly, because it's the last fight, we probably want to do just that if there's still people fighting on the point. No, what? No, what? Oh, just ignore the moron. Just ignore the Mercy. The reason why I say just ignore the Mercy here, I mean, she has res. Like, she should have noticed, but she can cover this distance. If she doesn't notice, like, you got to get there. Because if this fight is even close, the Deadeye can end it. The Deadeye can end it just as well as the res. And if you aren't there and you didn't use it because Mercy can't keep up with you, that's on Mercy. Let's talk about aim while we move to the next video. Ooh, because this was split into 2 sections for some reason. You also see, oh, Doomfist. Soon. I await with bated breath. Not gonna lie, part of the reason why I'm doing so much VOD review content this week is because I want to play Doomfist more than I want to play Ranked. Not gonna lie. Right. Part 2. So we move on to the next map. 2-1. Feeling okay. Let's see what we can do. Actually, we have a pretty solid team lineup right now. The one caution I would say. Less coffee in that than I expected. Sorry, I got a very dry voice today. The one caution I would say about this is, again, we don't have that Lucio, so we're going to be arriving second. So odds are we're going to be playing into an aggressive enemy team. Luckily, we can do that pretty well, and the Pharah can do a lot of damage. That's already a little bit of a waste of an anti-heal. Like, your team can just back up and take it easy. And this is what we should be expecting at this point, right? Their team sets up first, and now we have problems. The one danger is that they have a Junkrat, so we want to be very careful about that.
I gotta heal our other healer first, guys.
Or this happens. Like, the second you see that Junkrat, you've just got to be aware that all and any poke is dangerous. And if we take a grenade hit, we fall back, we wait until we're healed up, and then we do things. This is why I sort of talk about Junkrat being better at low levels than at high levels, because a high level player would know that if they've taken this grenade damage, they cannot re-enter the fight. Like, they have to just stand back, and what we should be doing at this point is we take this damage, we get blown over here, okay, let's play around this pillar. Let's hug the pillar, stay behind D.Va, and then just shoot the barrier while we wait for healing. Because right now we cannot afford to push in. If we do, we're going to catch another grenade and we're going to die. That just means that your Mercy and Ana get their ults faster. That means you can do a lot more.
I gotta heal our other healer first, guys. Priority. Sorry.
And then you notice the Junkrat's damage just builds and builds and builds and builds. Especially because Ana... Like, D.Va's not catching the grenades, Ana's not healing the team enough. It's a comedy of errors. Comedy of errors. I think the Ana needed to be healing you guys more. Just avoid that spam. No need to take it. No, you've taken enough damage to warrant. Just back up, heal up. Like, you take another grenade now. Reason why teams lose. That's coming from your left. Looks like Zarya caught it. Feels bad, man. They have a Widow as well. Oh, okay, now we really can't poke. Definitely take the left side here. Your team can't afford to properly engage here. This is a flashbang. Okay. Why is this a flashbang? It's actually a beautiful view of D.Va. Beautiful view of D.Va. Let's explain Defense Matrix for those of you who are curious. Defense Matrix starts from about here and projects outwards, like so. If D.Va is facing this way and advancing forward, we throw the flashbang here, she gets stunned. We can then move in and we can go and stand on top of this health pack, for example. Buys us a little time, buys us some free shots. There's no reason why we don't flashbang. If we don't flashbang, what ends up happening is then D.Va will turn and then face towards us, and then when we try and flashbang, it won't work. It's an opportunity for us to get some free ultimate, it's an opportunity for us to do some free damage, it's an opportunity for us to do a lot of things. Flash! Good. Your Pharah has taken the option of they have a Widow, and we're getting poked to shit and we can't leave this corner, therefore I will pick Widow, and we will never leave this corner.
I have no idea what we're doing right now.
Yeah, me neither.
We're already down 3, kind of.
Your Widow wins. Feels pretty good, man. Although that's the first shot, an ambush.
Come on, we gotta pick.
They have sights, so we're going to be a bit careful. That's an interesting choice. In this instance, like, because you have a D.Va, You can see that Diva's starting matrixing now. Now we need to move forward. Now we need to go in. Mercy should be changing to heal you because this chick is purple, so we should be rolling forward. Mercy should be topping you up, and then you should be looking to get a flash on this. Because Divas, when they get defense when they get nanoed, if they aren't shooting, then that's fine by you. Nice job by the Ana.
If you don't stop the goddamn
Oh boy.
fucking jump
I don't know where he is, like, most of the
He's
time.
just randomly spamming in the back.
I think the team is complaining to the Diva that she's not catching enough of the grenades, which is honestly quite true. That's a...
I don't know what to help you guys with.
I want to point out this Widowmaker has infrasight, so we can see specifically exactly what's happening. Like, it's not like you can't see the Reinhardt coming here.
I don't know what to help you guys with. You guys can't even cap it for it.
And then the Widow is doing the what the fuck are you guys doing? What the fuck are you guys doing? I hate people like that. I'm doing everything, guys. I shot their Widow once. This is actually quite rough. I think the mistake we made here is just stepping forward. We want to stay behind the Diva. Like we're getting greedy for a kill that honestly, at this distance, like this sort of range, you can see the hit markers are super small. And if we just, like, if you look at Diva's health, you can see how little we're actually doing. So we land one shot, we land a second, and you can see she's taken 50 damage. It doesn't even, and she's getting healed, I think, by a Lucio at the moment, but like with that Lucio healing alone, we're never gonna kill her. So yeah. Diva rolls in after most people are dead. Hey, Widow got a kill. Feels good, man.
Point.
This would honestly be a good opportunity for you to go this way and come out and be over the point for a high noon. Just because basically you have a good overview on the point and you'll be able to high noon it. Okay, we should be like, good. Need to roll in here. You notice that we're too close to do anything here? Like, there's no way you can high noon from this position. And it's sort of our one chance at this moment to get this ultimate out and get something done with it. I don't think we've used a single Deadeye so far. Is, again, a little bit worrying. Forcing main against a Junkrat is bold. It is bold, but with a Diva and a Zarya, you should be able to do it. The Reinhardt's actually a bigger problem for forcing main, because they can just stand, like, no matter what they have, they'll just stand behind it, be shooting into you. Swapping off the Widow. Thank God for small miracles, because they have a Reinhardt, Widow of their own, and a Ana. They don't give a shit about Widow, really. They can just stand on the point and fight you all day. As long as they stay out of line of sight, it's all fine. Diva, same size isn't everything. Here's hoping. Alright, so we're going low ground again. We have a Junkrat of our own. We have a Sombra. This is a team. Look at this team. We're going to do great. So, what have we noticed so far? Like, even coming out here, we should be listening for telltale signs. We should be listening for hints about what we should be doing, what we should be looking for. Ears are very important in Overwatch. So let me put this headphone on. And so, we're rolling forward. The first thing I notice is, okay, they still have the Junkrat, whatever. They have a Reinhardt. Okay. That's the sound of a Tracer. That's the sound of something that we should care about a great deal. And that's a Tracer that's behind us and to the right. So, the fact that we didn't turn and sort of react to this is actually important, because we're not going to do too much to the enemy team here. They're behind the Reinhardt barrier. We can put some damage into the Reinhardt barrier, but it's not significant damage. We have a little while before the point even begins. We can afford to turn and maybe punish and kill this Tracer. And like, she's gone this way. There was a moment there where she sort of just slipped behind us, where we probably could have got it. She has no recall. Be a perfect flash. Okay. So honestly, I'd say at this point, like when she recalls, this would be a good opportunity to roll forward and just go for a flash, honestly. Close the gap, get the flash, kill the Tracer. Feels good, man. This is a little bit depressing. I think the mistake is just we go around this corner blindly when we could have just stayed around here shooting. This is still a good effective range for us. Although we're still sort of trying to chase down the Tracer, but that team got good position on the point. That's partially on the team. Feels kind of bad, man.
I got charged.
Down goes everyone.
Back into the mix.
Okay, you guys definitely want to take high ground.
Want me to go, Lucia?
You guys also... Okay, Sombra's gone.
Thank you, kindly.
Do a little bit of poking. Aim could be worked on. Comes with practice and time. Okay, we spot out the Tracer. We scared her off. That's honestly, we've done enough here. This is slightly risky. So, our objective right now is to more just take ground than actually get anything and like anything major down. We move forward. We put 2 bullets in Tracer. Tracer is done in this fight unless she recalls, and if she recalls, she's going to end up literally like right about here, which is great. So she can't recall right now because she's going to end up in front of us. She has to run and go pick up healing. She's out of this fight for the next couple of seconds. This McCree, slightly worrying, but honestly, in this position, considering most of the fight is happening behind the wall over here, we don't have to really give a shit about him. Not for now. We can keep him in the back of our mind. We know he's probably going to make his way up here, and then we can deal with him in a second or two. Otherwise, we could just be turning to the right and thinking about what we can kill over in front of us. Instead of taking this engagement that doesn't really have much to do with anything, this is just like McCree 1v1 me, dude. It's high noon, draw, and then there's a big chance that we just lose this. You know, we're a bit low on health, he's a bit low on health. If we were just up there on the high ground fighting otherwise, the Tracer's just recalled. We could have had that free kill. Like, we've just taken a duel that we didn't need to take, basically. And we've been punished for it.
Let's start over at the beginning.
And Reaper is living up to his character. Alright, fuck you guys. Me,
We're not doing anything.
me. I can't take losing. Wee, 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 wee. This is what I call overflicking. So, if you are a flick aimer, which I am not, I am more of a tracker. But flick aiming can be very powerful. Especially noticeable in this first one. We sort of shoot, then flick. Make sure you flick, then shoot. This is sort of what ends up happening if you are overthinking the flick, where it's just like, I'm going to flick and shoot, and then it doesn't quite line up properly in your head, or like it gets lost between your head and your hand. You shoot first because the shoot is faster than the flick. If you're going to try and do flick shots, practice it. Practice it. Go into quick play, play a shitload of McCree, just practice flicking. Flicking, if you aren't aware, is basically when you don't really track over the enemy head. You can sort of track relatively near it, but you finish off every shot by just flicking the mouse over towards the target. You notice the shot we actually land is actually more of a tracking shot. You flick it over onto the target and then click. So it's like, you'll see that people that flick, Taimu is a great example of this. Taimu is a flick shotter to an extreme degree. We'll just have the crosshair and then you'll see someone and it'll be almost like a frog catching a fly. It's like, boom, he just flicks it over, flicks the mouse onto the target and gets the kill. And it's basically made from like muscle memory, hand-eye coordination, all that kind of stuff. It takes a long time to practice, but it's extremely effective. It's the fastest way of shooting, and when you've learned how to do it extremely well, and you have a knack for it, you can clean up extremely well. Personally, I am more of a track shooter, or more of a conventional shooter, which basically means I track near the enemy's head, and then I might make a micro adjustment, or like a micro flick, but it's basically more of like just a track. And more of like a, okay, let's just track the target, let's put the crosshair where his head's either going to be, or let's put the crosshair on the most likely location to get some damage. Then you take your time with it, and then you just land the shots. So like the kill we end up getting, it's literally just like putting the crosshair where he's ADing, and then just clicking as he's moving, and we get the kill. It's worth spending some time, like, trying out both styles of shooting, see which one feels more natural. Like, this shot is more of a tracking shot. We then try for a flick, but we mess it up. And then we're sort of just, like, moving the mouse all over the place. Like, we're doing these very quick, jerky movements, which sort of leans towards flick shotting, because remember, this is at 0.25. So this is actually happening 4 times faster, where we've sort of flicked it to that side, and we've sort of gone over a little bit, so we've over-aimed, and then we put it in the right place. When we just drag back over the target. Aiming is something I cannot help you with. It's extremely important if you're going to play McCree, or if you're going to play as... That was nice, by the way. With patience. Don't need to rush those shots, so just take your time, line up the shot, get it nicely. Your team should be pushing right now, by the way. Yeah. Like what the Mercy said. They're down to push, for the love of God. You've just killed 2 people. You've actually done something pretty good. Yeah, aim is integral. Just like the easiest way, the best way to practice it is playing quick play. Like it was just a safe environment. I mean, the best way to do it is just to, you know, be in a community like Scrim Central and do it there. Okay, wasn't expecting that, and I don't think you were either. I haven't been listening to what the Reaper's been saying, but the Reaper is the exact kind of person that I hate in ranked. He's talking in a very monotone voice and just basically explaining why all you guys are complete shit. You guys aren't doing anything. I had to do everything in this game. I have gold damage, but I'm playing Reaper and I've been shooting tanks all game, so no wonder I have gold damage. But yeah, just like trying stuff out in scrims, it's part of why you do scrims. Trying out stuff in quick play. The Anabot training is okay. It's more for flick shotting. I would say it would work better than track aiming, just because the bots move a little bit differently. I know some coaches out there, IOStucks, I'm looking at you, really condemn it. I think there is, like, it is better than doing nothing. So if you are, for some reason, you can't play a game or whatever, it's not a terrible idea. It's also not like a bad warm-up or a bad sort of mini approach. It's not going to make you, like, you can't spend all year doing flick shot training on nanobots and then expect to go in an actual game and expect to be Taimu, but you will be probably okay. So yeah, the one thing it won't teach you is how people move, and that's kind of an important thing to learn.
I mean, I wouldn't agree with that. I mean, that's sad with
Oh no, wait, it's Lampy that's doing this in the monotone voice and already given up. Just kill me. Kill me now. This is why I say tone of voice is very important, guys. You do some good damage on the Reinhardt. What I will say is that I don't like the fact that we're moving on to the point here. Because we're basically, like, again, we have Deadeye available. The only way that we can get Deadeye off is if we have space. And so, like, we see that there's 2 people out here, but the rest of the team probably moving towards a point. Honestly, we'd be probably better off served just moving towards the high ground and setting up here, and then trying to set up some sort of Deadeye onto the point, just because we have that available. We did delete the McCree, but Trace is behind us, Area's behind us. We get surrounded, get wrapped around, and we get killed. Feels bad, man. I haven't even managed to connect. I haven't managed to get 0% on the point. It's partially because the team is just completely mentally checked out at this point, I think. Now, you've got to do something. Good. Flash. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Nice, okay. Oh, we did make a slight mistake. Like, the second you see that lock on, yeah, fire, good. Start moving in. I like how the flashbang just sort of emerged from your crotch. But yeah, don't... Like, we wasted a split second here. I want to show you guys how close this was. I like how it just appears. Where this motion cost us 0.1 of a second, 0.2 of a second. We got on the point with barely any time to spare. And with how finicky this is and how fiddly this is about being actually on the point, that's pretty scary. So yeah, like, we should know at this point. Like, as we're running here, we know that there is no time to waste. Our objective has to be on point, on point, on point, on point, on point, on point. Okay, he's running at us, we get the flash, because run out isn't scary when we have flashbang. Just keep moving forward, like, keep moving to the point, we get some good damage on him, and we keep on moving out. Right. Right. That's what flashbang always does. There are 2 in the animation. Yes, I'm aware that he doesn't actually throw a flashbang due to how animations work, but it's still cute when there is no animation. And then video ends or something. I don't know. We flash the Mercy. And then we get a look at this guy's desktop. Let's not look at this guy's desktop for too much longer. Okay. Couple of things before we end up, and we do questions. So now might be a good time to start asking questions about McCree, about Mei, about not Lijiang, about Nepal, about whatever you want, really. I'll take questions on anything. My personal life, who knows? Well, I don't expect too many answers about my personal life. It's honestly not that interesting. Okay. First things first, playing Mei. Use your goddamn Mei walls. Like, the entire reason in my mind of why someone will play Mei is because you like freezing people, you like killing people, and if you like freezing and killing people, Mei walls help you do that. Mei walls really help you do that in style. You will be afraid of fucking up walls, and just to sort of touch on fucking up walls, the reason why people fuck up walls is because there is a delay between, or like lag exists, server latency exists, and basically the way it works is that as a person is moving forward, if you try and put the wall behind them, for example, if you try and put a wall under them, and then they decide to move back, it takes due to server wizardry. Basically, they've already started moving back on their screen by the time the wall goes up, so they end up going behind it, and it's all that kind of stuff. The way you avoid doing that is just be very cautious about putting walls super close to people when they're moving around. Always just allow for a little bit of extra room. That will just allow for the latency for the wall going up and their position with the server. So let's say that, you know, let's just pretend, for sake of argument, that this is an enemy, and let's say that she was moving towards us. And then let's say that she decides to move back. If she decides to move back pretty much immediately, so then she'll do like a back motion. If we put the wall like literally right where she stood now, odds are that she'll end up on the opposite side of the wall. But if we just do the safe thing, we just put the wall a couple of steps back, it actually works a lot better. There's no chance of her ending up on top of the wall and then falling off the back of it or anything like that. So we always just allow for that little bit of wiggle room. It's worth taking the extra split second or so it'll take to aim that. If you aren't comfortable in aiming walls, go into quick play, practice it, just get used to putting walls on people, get used to the latency effect of it and all that kind of stuff. It's worth doing if you're going to play Mei. I'll right click spam, fair enough. Generally looked okay. We were putting the crosshair in about the right place. With McCree, our aim looked a bit shaky, but it's up to you to work on that. I can't tell you how to aim good. Unfortunately, there's no guide in the world that can really help with that. Just make sure that your mouse DPI is as low as possible where you're comfortable. The best advice I heard, by the way, for DPI is that if you take your mouse mat and you drag your mouse from one end of the mouse mat to the other, you can do a 360. Maybe put, I'd say, a little more allowance for that, because most people don't put their mouse on like the complete edge of the mouse mat. So I would say just a little bit more than that, just so that if the mouse isn't completely at the edge, then you can still do most of a 360 in one movement. But try and aim for around that. And then just get comfortable with that as quickly as you can. Other than that, like, target priority is huge. Target priority is absolutely huge. Make sure that we're focusing on Mercies. Make sure we're shutting down Divas where possible. Mercy is more important than Diva. Get those walls set up. Get the walls done. I think if you focus on the walls first, you'll find Mei much easier to play. Like, the reason why people bring Mei to stuff is for the walls. So get that done. Right, I'll see you guys in part number 3. Or part number 2. Because I'm splitting these in 2 now.